Our coverage of the coronavirus crisis continues this afternoon. We're speaking to a business litigation expert about what companies need to be doing to help prevent an outbreak in the office. Now, thank you so much for joining us, Attorney Mike Pike. He's with the Pike and Lustig in West Palm Beach. So what should companies be doing right now?
Well, I think we got to go back to basics. I think the first thing you have to do is just go back to hand washing. 20-second hand washing is what the CDC is recommending. I think you have to implement that. I mean, that's just the basic thing. The second thing you have to do is you have to, if you are a company that is sending people to China and internationally, you have to have knowledge of what areas to ban travel to. So I think that a lot of companies, especially the large ones, they're banning travel to China. If you have a coronavirus hotspot, I think that you have to be aware of the 14-day incubation period, and you're going to have to quarantine certain employees. Maybe you have them stay home if they have visited a hotspot during that time.
And you talk about the travel advisories, and I think what we, at least here in our news station, we get all these updates. So do you think it's important for the business owner to have a conversation with their employees or maybe send out the recent memos?
I think that you have to have open lines of communication. I think you have to know where your employees are going. I think you have to communicate to them where they're going and when they get back. And I think it is extremely important to have a management official in charge of getting the updates from the CDC to know if you have an employee that has traveled to a coronavirus hotspot.
I think a lot of employees are probably panicking, and I know you kind of dwelled on this, but what can employees and a business owner do, again, to kind of calm those fears? You know, we see a lot of signs now at Publix saying, you know, that they're out of hand sanitizers or things like that to keep us, you know, clean, our hands clean. So what can we do?
Once again, I think it's important not to panic and just take precaution. I think that a lot of businesses are taking the appropriate precaution, not panicking, and bringing it back down to basics, which is hand washing and monitoring where your employees travel.
Mike, thank you so much for joining us. And meanwhile, the Florida Department of Health has released a county-by-county breakdown of the cases of the novel coronavirus in the state. We have it posted right now on CBS12.com. All right, turning to weather now, here's